Hello everyone, this is Steve from the Retro Arena and Tech Toy Tinker. Just wanted to do a brief video for you guys of the Retro Arena release candidate 2.4, which has just become available now. So, I've added parallel N64, both 32 and 64-bit cores. Also, I've added SNES 9X 2002 and 2005 32-bit cores, as some users have said that they felt like it worked a little better for audio on some games. Also, Travis Wilson has sent me a new theme, as you can see here. This has also been included in that build. Noir Bright sent me some interesting tips and help for setting up hotkeys inside of Retro Arena and the RetroArch build. So now you just use these two buttons here to exit the game. You no longer have to go into the menu and exit manually. Also, at the website techtoytinker.com, there is much more detailed information as to the changes, what's been added, and things like that. The BIOS now, with the exception of Saturn and Dreamcast, go to ROM's BIOS. Saturn and Dreamcast still go into opt libretro with their core. Something else that I've added to, I'll show you guys here when I get to it. There it is, Nintendo DS. I know a lot of people have been excited about this, so we'll go over this real quick here. Also, sorry about this here in the frame. My tripod hasn't arrived yet. I'm guessing because of the whole COVID-19 thing and whatnot, you know. Takes a second to load this particular title because you can't see the other screen. Well, you can actually. You press this button here. Nothing on it right now though. Also, you can in the menu have it with two screens so you see both, but it won't. It'll be small. It'll take up like the little border here and there, and it'll just take up the middle of the screen. So unless you absolutely need to see both screens simultaneously, I don't advise doing that. See? This works pretty well, actually. I don't notice a lot of lag, slowdown, stutters. So yeah, there's that. I wanted to briefly show you something else about this because it's a little quirky right now still. It's not 100%. The gameplay is perfectly fine, but this is the menu key. It doesn't always pop up. You can just tap the button a couple times and it will pop up. So that's that. This video is not going to be overly long. I just really wanted to show you guys what's going on here in the new build, just so you could have a general idea, I guess. Sorry, got a little bit of a cold. This joystick here will move this around. Also, the ROMs do not have to be in a different language. It just happened to be the ones that I have. There are some games that show up in English too. I really enjoyed this particular version of Mario 64, specifically because when it starts off, you see Mario, Wario, and Luigi run into the castle, and then you take over as Yoshi instead of Mario. As you can see, though, there's no lag. There's no real big issues. So the N64 version works pretty well too, but this one works a tiny bit better, I would say. I'm not going to go through the whole thing for obvious reasons, but what I will do is just quickly go back to RetroArch and show you guys what I mean about setting up the emulator properly. So we'll go, I guess we'll go with 64-bit. The core is already pre-installed, so you don't have to worry about that aspect of things. You would just go load content, ROMs, N64, pick a game. I'm going to go with Banjo-Kazooie. So there's only one core installed, so it'll automatically choose it and load it. So now that we're in here, this is one of the hotkeys, and X. That will pull up the menu. Go to Options. I might be in the wrong Options menu, to be honest. Settings. Alright, so now that I'm trying to show you, I'm having a hard time finding it myself. Interesting. Apparently I don't remember where it is. However, the point of the matter is you simply have to find out where it says auto for video and just change it to rice. If you don't do that, you will encounter massive lag. I just don't remember where it is, to be honest. It's not in latency, I know that. It's here somewhere. This is what happens if you don't. If you change it to rice, it will not do that. So not every game runs better in the parallel core, but some of them do. So if you run into, like through Emulation Station, it's still using standalone Muppin. And if you find that some games are having a bit of issues there, just try them on the core. Some games work better on the core and some without, so I've left them both and just made everything easier. This isn't my private build. It doesn't work that well, though. Don't use it. It's not in the public build anyways, but don't go add it in. Otherwise you won't get good results. As you can see, this one already has rice turned on. There's a big difference between it. I just wish I could remember where it was. There it is, right here. GFX plugin, rice. There's other options, but Angry Lion does not work, Auto does not work. I mean, they work, but they're slow, they're laggy. So it's under options before you go out of the quick menu. So quick menu options, it's somewhere in there. I guess it must just be in a different location on 64. Anyway, so that's that. These two buttons, like I said, exit RetroArch. The only emulators in here that are not using RetroArch, besides the standalone, obviously, PSP and N64, Sega Dreamcast, or Flycast, so therefore Naomi and Atmoswave do not use RetroArch. Sega Saturn does not use RetroArch, but some games work better with RetroArch and some don't. So if you do encounter a problem, what you can do is you can simply go, I'll just show you, it's easier. You go into RetroArch, and then you go to download or install a core, right here, second option, and you will want to go to opt, libretro, and then you go to Yaba Sanshiro, and you do that. And what you've done there is installed the core into RetroArch as well, so you can try back and forth between the two, which, if one works better with the other or not. I suspect that in the future there will be some drastic improvements, and by that I mean to the emulator drastic. It works fine now, you can play your games and everything works like that, but the menu itself is a little buggy, so we'd like to try to get that under control. There will be more systems coming as well in the future, in the next release. Oh, when you do the hotkey stuff, F1 is always the hotkey. So for the RetroArch stuff. But when you want to control the volume, you press F3 up and down. It's the volume. It'll still move that, but it's not relevant. It's changing the volume. And then left and right is, yeah. So there's that. But yeah, so that's the global key. And there's that. That's really about all there is to show you guys. I let the screen go black. I'm not going to time it back in. That's it for the new build. As always, thank you for watching. Take care.